The explosion ripped through the Stellar Guardian's port side with the subtlety of a nuclear dawn. Zach Anderson gripped his workstation as the ship's artificial gravity fluctuated, sending tools floating in lazy arcs across the engineering bay. Warning klaxons screamed through the corridors, their urgent wail mixing with the hiss of ruptured pressure seals. Status report. Captain Barrett's voice crackled over the intercom, steady despite the chaos. Zach's fingers flew across the holographic interface. Residential Sector B is completely compromised, Captain. We've lost 30% of our living quarters. He squinted at the damage readouts. Environmental systems are holding in the remaining sections, but barely. Casualties, none reported. Emergency protocols got everyone out in time. Zach allowed himself a small breath of relief. The ship's AI had done its job, sealing off the affected areas before catastrophic decompression could claim any lives. Engineering, I need solutions now. Before Zach could respond, a new voice cut through the channel, precise, cold, and distinctly non-human. Captain, this is engineering expert Ari. The human's assessment is incomplete. We're losing structural integrity in adjacent sections at a rate of... I can see the numbers, Zach interrupted, irritation flaring. But if we reroute power from the tertiary systems... An imprecise solution that violates 14 safety protocols, Ari stated. The captain's voice cut through their argument. Enough. You two are our best engineers. I don't care about protocols or creative solutions right now. I care about keeping this ship intact. Work together. Zach pushed away from his console, turning to face his new partner. Ari stood ramrod straight at her workstation, her blue skin catching the emergency lighting in a way that would have been beautiful if not for the disdain evident in her posture. Like all Uralians, she possessed an otherworldly grace, but her features were sharp and angular, engineered for efficiency rather than aesthetics. Look, Zach said, running a hand through his disheveled dark hair, we can argue methodology later. Right now, your creative solutions have already caused 3 system failures this month. The Uralian Engineering Corps does not approve of improvisation, Ari cut in. Yeah, well, we're not on Yaral, are we? Zach moved to her station, pointing at the structural analysis. See these stress patterns? Traditional repairs won't hold. We need to think outside the box. Ari's luminescent eyes narrowed. The box exists for a reason, Engineer Anderson. Before their argument could escalate, Lieutenant Wong burst into the engineering bay. We've got bigger problems with Residential B. We're implementing emergency quarters redistribution. You two are sharing room 2187. They spoke in unison, causing Zach to smirk and Ari to scowl. 1 room, 1 bunk, Wong continued, already backing toward the door. Captain's orders, no exceptions. Figure it out after you save our ship. As the lieutenant disappeared, Zach turned back to the engineering console, trying not to think about sharing cramped quarters with the Ice Queen beside him. Right about that power reroute, he said. Unacceptable, Ari replied, her fingers dancing across her own interface. The statistical probability of system failure. Sometimes you have to trust your gut. I fail to see how your digestive organs factor into engineering calculations. Despite the severity of their situation, Zach couldn't help but laugh. A violent shudder ran through the ship, cutting him off. New warning lights flashed across their displays. Hull breach in Section C, Ari announced, her professional mask slipping for just a moment to reveal genuine concern. Zach was already moving, pulling up the ship's schematics. We can seal it, but I'll need access to the manual override controls. Those are sealed behind 3 feet of reinforced bulkhead, Ari pointed out, which is currently warping under spatial pressure. Then we'll have to get creative. Zach grabbed his tool belt. Ari hesitated, her internal struggle visible in the slight twitch of her silver finger. Your plan violates every protocol in the book. I know, but unless you've got a better idea that works in the next 3 minutes, another tremor rocked the ship. Ari's posture shifted subtly, resignation warring with determination. Very well, but I will document every violation. Wouldn't expect anything less. Zach headed for the access tunnel, not waiting to see if she followed. Try to keep up. Her footsteps behind him were precise and measured, even in crisis, telling him all he needed to know. They had a ship to save, protocols be damned. And afterward, well, that narrow bunk in room 2187 was going to make for an interesting end to an already chaotic day. As they raced through the corridors, Zach couldn't resist one more jab.